I've met quite a number of people who seem to be able to control their body language very carefully. It's a skill that you learn. How do you see through that projection, that mask?
Well, somebody who learns to control their body language intentionally, and there are lots of groups like this, we call them professional liars. They include politicians, lawyers. I mean, a lawyer stands up in court to defend someone, even though the lawyer may know the guy did it, but his job is to defend them. Professional actors is a typical example. A professional actor is a person who lies. They lie to themselves that they are another character. And if they're successful in lying to themselves, they will experience the emotions that that character will have, and therefore it comes out in the gestures, movements and body language. And if they're good at it, we give them an Oscar. So if you're good at lying in Hollywood, you get an Oscar. If you do the same thing in Singapore and Tokyo, you get 15 years in jail. Now, there are people here in prison today who went to prison and got bad sentences because they looked like they did it. They had bad body signals. On the other hand, there are people who are roaming in the streets who got off. O.J. Simpson, who the evidence showed they did do it, but because they didn't look like they do it, they got off.
How do you use body language to take someone from a negative state who is not very receptive to a positive state?
If you meet somebody for the first time who's in a negative state, you're probably reading negative signals such as they might be sitting back. We lean away from people on events we don't like. We lean towards people on events we do like. If they're sitting back, they might have some form of body crossing in front of their body, maybe legs crossed or arms crossed or both. And when you see these signals, you'll get a feeling that they're not approachable. And in fact, you're right. We know that people with their arms and legs crossed who sit back learn and retain up to 40% less than when they have their arms uncrossed and lean forward. And so that's exactly the key to how you deal with that. If somebody is sitting in a crossed or sitting back or negative position, now it doesn't matter whether it's one person or 5,000 people at a conference, you get them to physically change position. Ask them to raise their hand to answer questions. Lean forward and read the fine print. Hand them something to read. Say, look, would you like to take some notes? And get them to lean forward and change their position so they're open. By physically changing their position to open, you are actually opening their mind and they're more receptive to what you're saying. They're more likely to say yes, and they'll give you a far better hearing if they sit in a negative position. Now, perceptive young men know that if a girl's sitting at a dance like this, there's no point asking for a dance because you'll get a knockback. Yet, because men are not good at reading that, they still go and ask and can't work out why. She said, no.